So let's see what questions you have about this. Whenever I start answering questions in the first talk, I'm very cautious because I don't want to move too quickly to later parts of the teaching. But let's see what questions you have, what maybe wishes for clarifications. Yes. Yeah, well, that's tricky. Okay, it's a rich question. Let me try to explore it. I hope I will be able to do it briefly. First of all, love is. I wouldn't say that love has anything that in it that opposes otherness. Actually, if love cannot contain otherness, differentiation and separation, then how can it be love? You see, because when I love, really love, I'm allowing others to distance from me, you see, as well. Love includes individualization and unification. It is beyond both. It is the acceptance, the greatness of our heart when it can contain these both movements. It allows. Love is allowing both movements. Now, when I speak of both love and eros, I would say that before both, there is the urge to merge. In this, it doesn't matter because both lead us to one thing, one state. It is this capacity to merge. And in that sense, there are like different levels or different layers of the same thing. But if you say, does eros lead to love? Eventually, if we allow it to do that, then yes, then you can say that it is the force of attraction, or more the urge, and love is the fulfillment. Yes, that is true. But you need to start with something. With this urge that motivates you towards love. Yes. In this sense, there is, when we understand that, from what you say, that love is not the opposite of differentiation, right? And then it is some kind of the capacity of our heart to expand enough to include life, right? Yes. There are different aspects of the same thing, because love is a tremendous thing. We cannot just put it in one sentence, and therefore love takes place when we give in, for example, to the urge to merge, and we experience complete oneness, not just and therefore in that oneness there is loss of boundaries, and this is a very clear expression of love. And there is love as acceptance, as agreeing to let go of that oneness, as being able to broaden our heart. So I think the fact that we are struggling here with terminology is because love has different aspects or different revelations, you see. And the true intimacy that we're talking about here is one aspect of love. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Yes, please. Yes. Look, that is very simple. When we think we go back 15 billion years ago, okay? We do not say that this state of being just one mass of matter and energy was the state of love, right? We say that is also the urge to separate, to explode, to become a universe of so many differences, and even, by the way, differences that often bring us against each other. You see? Because as much as there is the attraction between different particles, there is also repulsion and the feeling of disconnectedness. So this urge to separate was in itself an act of love, an expression of love. And when you begin to see that, you cannot think that love is just one thing. Most definitely. When you unite with love, you unite with the reason for the existence of the universe. Why it came into being. Some people, and I've seen this quite a lot in the spiritual field, that in a way they tend to think of the universe as almost a mistake, like an error that took place, or something that needs to be corrected by returning to oneness. And therefore this is how escapism comes into being, you see, because you don't like this differentiation, separation. But when you begin to understand that behind it all there is the same love of unity, then you don't need to go anywhere. Yes. Completely. That's brilliant. Yes. That you said it in one sentence. Yes. Unification needs individualization. This is how we, for example, when we are going to experiment a bit with true intimacy, as much as possible, then this can be recognized at all only if you are apart. You see, only if you are separate. That is the bliss. It's the bliss of recognition. You can recognize beauty, by the way, also only because there is ugliness. You can recognize love only if there is also there are forces of separation. And when you begin to appreciate the two, you understand that we live in a world not of opposites, but of complementary halves. You see? So in the same way, there is. This is why I say when you go back, I don't want to be that philosophical, but perhaps I do want. When you go all the way back and you ask yourself, why would, they say that the divine reality or the original reality was completely whole, indivisible. It was, in a way, perfect. It didn't need anything. Why would it then create all these contractions of light and appear and make forms? What? Hallucination? A bad dream at night? Like God having some bad, really bad dream. Oh my God, I had such a strange dream at night. There was a universe and people and animals. Now I'm back. So there is an urge here, an urge of wholeness to know itself through differentiation, you see? Through separation.
So it's all about awareness.
What do you mean?
That we become aware of the separation to understand and to experience unification.
Awareness, yes.
So awareness is about consciousness, isn't it? But then, of course, only humans maybe can experience it. I don't know about.
In this way, so far as we know, yes, only humans. And in this sense, they allow this recognition to take place through their awareness. Yes, exactly. Yes. Their awareness can also bridge these two worlds. Yes. Of formless and form. Oh, you are going very deep in the first talk. Let's leave something for tomorrow. Any last question before we are taking some short break? Yes, please. So 2 last questions. Yes. Let's see if I can manage. Oh, intimacy is not something that we already experience. Intimacy is something that we can experience. You see, it can come to our experience. It can reach the surface and become recognized by us. What I said is that it is unconsciously always there. It is beneath the surface. When we look into each other's eyes, there is some kind of recognition. It's through our eyes we know that we know each other from somewhere, and this is because we were together at a certain point. We were one. So this is something that exists, but we don't experience it. We don't allow it to become a visible reality between us. Do you understand the difference? Okay, so let's differentiate in that case unconscious experience or uncontrolled experience and fully conscious experience. You see?
Okay, it makes sense.
Yes, because then you bring your whole being to acknowledge it and to allow it, and you participate in it. You're not just uncontrolling part of it. You see? And this is perhaps what we're doing here. There's always the force of individualization is the part that we always return to. you see? Because no matter, for instance, I don't know, there is a lovemaking, and in this lovemaking there is a complete, let's say, if we're lucky, a blend of bodies and hearts and so on. And then the experience recedes, and we return to our separation. So this will always be an anchoring point. And we feel more comfortable in it because we're more confident there. We don't lose control. We don't not having your boundaries is in a way not having a reference point to yourself to a certain degree. So we will always feel, many of us will feel more comfortable there. And it's fine, it's just we need to balance it. To balance it with the other part. When we allow moments of true intimacy, it's like a scale. We allow the urge to merge, to rise like that, and then when these experiences are gone, we return to this state. Oh, it is not secure. But is life secure? Yes. The thing is that when our hearts begin to call us, then it is less rational, it is not logical. The longing for intimacy and for oneness is not logical, it doesn't make sense. But there are also other things that don't make sense in our life. Other urges that are more powerful than our intellect. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. For instance, spiritual longing. Why spiritual longing makes sense? It doesn't make sense at all. Why do people strive to experience, let's say, a transcendence of their identity? Why would they? Because it doesn't make sense. But it's because we know that life is more than our intellect and our security, since we are going to lose this life anyway. Security is not going to last. Identity is not going to last. So probably life is not about preserving our identity and security. There is a broader meaning that could never be revealed only to a secure self. It will forever escape us. So that's why ourself sometimes looks beyond these borders and asks, hey, what is there? Because I'm somehow feeling that I'm missing something. And this is where we begin to get in touch with, not with irrational parts of ourselves, but trans-rational, beyond the rational, beyond the borders. And again, always remember, you're not losing anything. It's always about expanding. It's not about letting go or giving up. We were just talking very graciously about the urge for the individualization. But I also think that you have come to a seminar called True Intimacy. Yeah. So, please keep your question for the afternoon. Good, I will remember it. So let's take now a 20 minutes break, and we will meet for a first practice. Yeah, I'm just taking look at the conditions, how we can prepare them. Okay, 20 minutes. Thank you so much.